So this is for any of the Marines who served in Camp Lejeune for more than 30 days between 1953 and 1987. So it'd be those Marines would be first and foremost, but then also some of those Marines have already died from conditions related to that contaminated water, so it would be their family members. It could be the grandchild or children of those Marines who served, being able to bring a claim on their behalf. But then, also we have one client who unfortunately was born with some birth defects, and they believe that those birth defects might have been related to that groundwater contamination. So, they estimate that there's at least 900,000 people in the United States that could be affected by this litigation. And typically what you have is the United States, the government has sovereign immunity against being sued, so you can only sue the government when they tell you that you can sue them. And then additionally, if you're a member of the armed forces, you waive any rights or claims you have to sue the government. And so the legislation that's been passed has lifted that, has allowed a cause of action. And this is unique because it really does have kind of bipartisan support, because you have the Republicans and the conservatives who typically support the armed services, and then you have the Democrats that typically side more with the trial lawyers and plaintiffs' attorneys. And basically they came together on this litigation because we're talking about Marines that are affected. And so there's been a lot of support from both houses. And I think it's going to be a fairly substantial. I would estimate that it's going to be over $1 trillion in total damages that are going to be paid out to this class, at least. So it's going to be a lot of significant opportunities, for people to get justice for the injuries that they've had or that their family members have had. Any of the Marines that served there during that time period, any children of Marines who served there in their time period or their spouses, any contractors who worked on Camp Lejeune during that time period from 53 to 87, and any of the descendants. And so if you had a grandfather or a father who served in the Marine Corps, or grandmother or mother who served in the Marine Corps between 53 and 87 and served for more than 30 days at Camp Lejeune, then that is the class that's been identified that has this opportunity open to them to seek redress for their grievances with government. Well, there's a laundry list of different symptoms or medical conditions that have been identified as having been caused by this contaminated drinking water. And so if you go to our website, jarheadlegal.com, we do have a list or form that you can fill out to see if you would be somebody that qualifies, and it has a laundry list of those different types of symptoms. For example, liver disease, can be related to it. There's different types of cancers. There's even PTSD can be related back to the drinking water. So there's going to be a pretty broad spectrum of individuals that will be affected by this legislation.